So hopefully this is the last video I have to make regarding my iPhone 7 Plus water resistance unboxing saga. So if you haven't seen my previous videos, my very first video, I thought I'd do something kind of interesting. I did an underwater unboxing where I literally had the whole box underwater, unboxed it. I thought it'd be cool considering that my Galaxy S7 is IP68 water resistant, and I have messed with it so much in the water. I've really tortured this device and it handled out really well. So the iPhone 7 and 7 Plus is IP67 water resistant, which isn't as good, but that states that it can be underwater for 30 minutes at 1 meter and be perfectly fine. So I thought that a little day in the bathtub should be no problem to it. And also I've seen other previous videos on the internet, even where YouTuber named Everything Apple Pro, I think that's his name, close enough, but he anyway put his phone into a bucket and put it down like 30 feet in salt water, and short term at least it did survive, which is very interesting to me. It still leads me to believe that my iPhone 7 Plus, there was something wrong with it, like a bad batch or something like that. In my previous video I mentioned that Austin Evans, another YouTuber, much bigger than me though, he had the same issue where he put his iPhone 7 Plus in just a bowl of water, and the next day he noticed water in the camera and water in the front-facing camera as well. So anyway, why is this happening? You know, I mentioned like a bad batch, but the issue with that is, or any water-related issue, is that Apple will not cover it under warranty. So if you're getting your phone wet on purpose, you're taking a risk every single time, because one of these fail-safes that keeps your iPhone safe from water could break and you're just out of luck. So this is actually a working iPhone 7 Plus. I turned in my other one to Apple. They ordered me one on, let's see, Sunday. They got it here on Tuesday, which is really good. But I had to pay $350 plus tax. So here in Florida, we're looking at like $375 I had to pay, in addition to the original purchase price anyway. So total, we're looking at over $1,000 I've spent on this device because of the water damage. I mean, but that's what I do. That's why I make videos, to test things so you don't have to. But it's just a little ridiculous, and it's just my luck, you know. So I can't really help that, and I can't be upset at Apple, because they even tell you not to purposely put the device underwater. It's just for accidents. Even though it's a little odd when you see a commercial of them showing a guy about to go outside in the rain on purpose, even though their website states don't get your phone wet on purpose. So that's a little contradicting right there. Anyway, going back to why I think mine could have leaked. So in my previous video, I mentioned when I squeezed the device, it made noise. I don't know if it did that the whole time from the very beginning of owning the device till the end, or just after it got wet. Okay, so fair enough. So if the squeaky noise or the squishy noise or the hissing noise or whatever I heard from the air escaping the device wasn't the cause of the water damage, so what was? So I was kind of thinking, and when you pop out the SIM card tray, obviously the SIM card tray is a great place for water to get in. So the SIM card tray itself needs to be water resistant and has to have some type of like seal or gasket or O-ring or something. So when you pop off the SIM card tray of the iPhone 7 Plus, honestly, it's simply like a rubber band. It's not like a thick gasket or anything. It's literally like a rubber band. It reminds me of the rubber band that you would like put on a retainer, you know, when you're young. The Galaxy S7, on the other hand, when you look at that SIM card tray, it's like rubber that's built into the tray, so it won't move, it won't bunch up, it won't get pinched, it won't break. With me just like messing with the rubber gasket or the rubber band on the iPhone 7 Plus, I even tore it slightly, just pinching at it and stuff and moving it around. Of course, you're not going to want to touch it, but my concern is that you pop out the SIM card tray, you put it back in, and the rubber band, because it's kind of loose and you can remove it, it would just get pinched up. And then if it's pinched up and you don't know it, your device gets wet, that's a great spot for water to go into. And after I did my unboxing, I did notice that water was in my SIM card tray, but also water was everywhere else as well. So there's no way to really pinpoint it. That being said, the purpose of this video is the iPhone 7 and 7 Plus is IP67 water resistant. No, it's not waterproof. I like to say that just in my titles just because it's easier to type that. But yes, I realize no phone is waterproof, but IP67 water resistant should be able to handle a certain amount of stress. And so what Apple is saying on their website versus what Apple is advertising versus what is on Apple's spec sheet for the iPhone 7 is all very contradictory. So the spec sheet says IP67 standard, and the commercial of a guy biking in the rain, those jive together. But then on Apple's website, they say another thing where you shouldn't get the device wet on purpose. It's only for accidents. It shouldn't be IP67 rated. It should be whatever is lower. And I'm not the person to tell you what's lower, but it shouldn't be that. It should just be like mist resistant. Like spray with a spray bottle, that's all I can handle. But I don't know. At this point, I think it could just be a quality control issue. Maybe new devices will have a better gasket. Maybe new devices will be sealed better around the screen. Who knows? I'm not an expert in that field. I just want to forewarn everybody. Please don't purposely put your iPhone underwater, because if you had one like mine, it will certainly leak and you'll have to spend $350 to get it fixed from the Apple Store. And by the way, guys, I'm filming with the camera that I dropped in the bathtub. So again, let me know if everything looks and sounds okay. The only damage I've noticed so far is that the prime lens, which is my favorite lens I use with the Nikon camera, the autofocus is completely broken. So I guess the water killed that. But if my camera's fine and the lens is dead, I'll accept that, because lens is $200, the camera's like $800. So I'll take that. And everyone was telling me to upgrade to a Sony camera, but I'm really not in the mood to be spending $1,000 on a camera, more money on a lens, and then having to upgrade my computer to do 4K. I'm just not ready for that quite yet. One day though, one day. Anyway guys, see you later. Have a good night. Bye.